You know, we have been replacing so many stolen catalytic converters. A lot of, over the last year and this year, we've done so many catalytic converters that were stolen, especially Toyota Priuses. And the insurance company has been coming and replacing them. And some of the customers are like senior citizens and all, you know, and we feel very bad that people are stealing their CAT converters. Luckily, one day, Miss Kathy Plevy from the Takoma Park Police Station, she came and she approached me and she talked to me and she said, you know, we're planning to do something about this stolen catalytic converters, and you know, are you interested? Will you be, partners? And I said, sure, why not? It was a very good idea, you know.
When I kept putting out thefts of catalytic converters to the community, and the chief and I were talking about it one day, and we decided we were going to see if there's something other departments were doing. So I went to the Google machine, like I always do, and I Googled in, you know, stolen catalytic converters, and then I came across the Etch and Catch program. I looked at a lot of different departments, but the one that stood out to me was the one from Rockland Police Department out in California. So I called Officer Alway out there, and he was extremely helpful to me in putting it together, making it a Takoma Park event, telling me how, you know, the process he went through to get it off the ground. So that was really helpful. And it was really nice because this morning I received a call from someone in Oregon who said they saw our program and wanted to know if I'd walk them through the process, which is really nice to pay it forward now to someone else to get them getting their program started. But it's nationwide, this Etch and Catch, so we jumped on, and hopefully it works.
They are very easy to steal. You know, like now you can go to Home Depot and you can buy a battery-powered hacksaw that are so powerful. And the Toyota Prius exhaust, the pipes are so thin, you know. So it just takes like a minute or two for them to just cut it and steal it. So this will help. Maybe this will prevent, you know, people will see that we have etched the license plate number on the catalytic converter. We've painted it. There will be a sticker on the window that basically identifies this car has been, you know, it has been etched. And hopefully, if they can, you know, track it down and see, and maybe this will stop them from stealing.
You know, this is a phenomenal program. You know, the catalytic converter thefts have been one of the highest volume thefts we've had here in the city of Takoma Park. So we're really looking for a way that we could help prevent thefts and also solve catalytic converter thefts when they'd occurred. So it's great to have this program. You know, we're marking catalytic converters, so number one, deter thefts, but also when we get a theft, the person who steals the item won't be able to sell it to a junkyard. And we also can track it via the number that's on the catalytic converter. So it's a great way to try to deter crime, but also be able to investigate it after the fact.
I had an early morning appointment and I needed my car. And when I went out to my car, which was on the street, I saw that there were two big rocks behind both tires. And I thought it was strange, and I got a funny feeling inside that something is wrong. So when I tried to start it, it was a horrible noise. It sounded like a 747 aircraft with no windows. And I turned it off immediately. And I went and borrowed a friend's car to go to my appointment. And I came back and I realized that there were rocks in front of both front wheels, and I got very suspicious, and I called the Takoma Park Police. And they came up, and we had a nice conversation, and I called my mechanic here, and he said, Michael, I will tell you, your catalytic converter was stolen. So I got a whole education on that. But I felt violated, that part of my car was stolen. And I also felt very creepy because I realized when I thought about it, when Dolly told me that I was the fourth or fifth victim in my neighborhood, that someone has been going through my neighborhood at night, checking out the cars. So I felt double violated and very uncomfortable with it. But the police department was very good. I appreciated it. And I felt very inconvenienced because I had to call my insurance company. The insurance paid for everything. I was very grateful, but I didn't have a car for a week. So I felt violated, I was inconvenienced, and I was angry. And I shouldn't be laughing, but I was angry.
The theft of catalytic converters is a nationwide problem that people are having, getting their catalytic converters stolen. And a problem we're also seeing is once they're stolen, if we recover any, there's no way to track it because there's no identifying number on the catalytic converter. So what we're doing is we're having Dooley, who went into partnership with us on this crime prevention, we're having him etch in the tag number of the vehicle along with spray painting it with some high heat spray paint, and then putting a yellow sticker in the back window so that we have 3 or 4 different deterrents going on at the same time. You know, you see the sticker, maybe you won't steal it. You see the spray paint, maybe you won't steal it, or you see the etching. And also, if you do happen to steal it anyway and try to sell it, we're hoping the person that was going to buy it sees the markings and is like, no, I'm not touching that. But also, if we get them back now and we find them, we can now get them back to the owner that they came from. So if they had gone out and spent a lot of money on replacing a catalytic converter, they now have theirs back that maybe they can reputably sell it back to a dealership or wherever they need to send it so they can resell it to someone else that needs one. So it's about trying to prevent it, but also trying to get them back to their owners if we do find the ones that are stolen. And again, like I said, this is nationwide. This is not just the Takoma Park. Today we've got people coming from not just Takoma Park, but Prince George's County, the District of Columbia, Montgomery County. The more the merrier. We want to get as many etched as we can so we can let the thieves know we're doing our part, and hopefully they'll move on somewhere far away.
What we're going to do is, we got such a good response, you know, like there's too many people that wants their catalytic converter etched because they're all worried. So I've decided I'm going to extend it for next year. Next 2-3 years is going to be free. But all I request the customers is, please set an appointment. Set an appointment with me. Leave your car with me for 2-3 hours. I'll etch it for you. And again, it's going to be a free complimentary service.
It's a great partnership between us and RSF Automotive. It allows the community to step up and assist us with crime solving. You know, Mr. Dooley here at RSF Motive stepped up and really gave us the opportunity. We're looking for other automotive businesses within this area to step up as well. The more the merrier. Mr. Dooley's already booked up, so the more automotive companies we can get that can partner with us, the better. But it's a great partnership between community and the police to make an impact on the citizens here in Takoma Park.
Whatever program Takoma Park is participating in, and I understand it's a national one, I'm very happy about it because this is a type of criminal activity we should be able to stop. And I'm glad we're so proactive here in Takoma Park. And I wish you all the very best.
New York City, because that's where it was, they had 343 of their firefighters because they went to the first buildings and the second buildings and all rescuing, because they didn't know really what they had. They just thought they had a plane and go in there with just some fire and they could put it out and maybe rescue. But the thing is, when the building come down, but it was 343, and then up to this date, I saw just the other day, 257 have died from cancer or toxic from all that work of rescuing and looking for members and everything. It's terrible, it's terrible. But then also all the other people, like police and citizens, the people inside, it was like 2,977 that died. So it's just a terrible day.
This day on 9/11, when we mark the 20th anniversary, I know it was a hard one for many people because all of us have stories of that day. I grew up in New York, in Brooklyn, and today I'm so thankful to our volunteer firefighters who here in Takoma Park honored those firefighters in New York who sacrificed their lives that day. And it's just, each of us have our own stories.
I was working in Rockville that day. Awe of the overwhelmingness of it all. The images on TV, the devastation, the chaos that ensued, and the uncertainty of what was next. That's my biggest memory.
It brings back a lot of sad memories. We see on TV, we saw what happened, the heroes that went in to save the people that were coming out and the ones they couldn't get to, and the families that were left behind, and the people that are still suffering and dying today as a result of it. It's a very sad occasion, but it's one that has to be remembered, and it's one that we have to celebrate.
9/11 was a little personal for me. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, in the Fort Greene area. So seeing that skyline it's very personal for me. On that day, I'm actually working here in Montgomery County and was sent down to the Pentagon. And it was a little disturbing because I couldn't talk to my family members at the time. My grandmother at the time still lived in Brooklyn, and trying to get in touch with her, we normally talk once a day. It was like maybe 3 or 4 days later when I was able to even talk to her.
The part of New York where I grew up is in Brooklyn, and it's an area that has a lot of firefighters and police officers live. And that day, as we know, as people were rushing from the towers, so many of them were rushing towards the tragedy to save as many people as they could. And growing up in New York, my grandfather was a police officer there. There's certain things about the day that really touched me, and the heroism of our first responders was unbelievable.
You have a bigger connection with what happened with them in New York because you have a responsibility. When someone's in danger, someone needs your help, that's our responsibility, is to go in and try our best to help them as best we can. The reality is that we're not guaranteed to come back. And those guys, the 343, they knew that going into that building, that we may not come back home, but they had a job to do. So they're heroes that I don't think we'll ever be able to get to their level. I would hope to be that way one day, but it's very honorable. I think we're both very proud to be firefighters, for that reason.
That for us, it's part of the job. We are bred to our lives to come second. So I can understand why they went in the building. We are supposed to go and save people, no matter what, and that's what we always done. And for people who still love the job, that didn't discourage them at all. And if today, if a high-rise building was on fire, we're not going to stop because of something that happened. We still need to do a job, and we're still going to do the job that we love.
It's not only it's beautiful, it's in my bloodline. I want to continue the career. I want to continue the torch, light the fire. But remember 9/11. That reminds you why I really want to do it. It's just something. For a lot of people, it's a very dangerous, heroic thing. For me, what I saw was the guys doing their job, and it was the best job in the world. And there's nothing more I want more than to be a firefighter.
If he likes to help people, it's a great thing to do. That's the reward of it. Whether it's a career, volunteer, we help our community. So and that's if you like to help people, if you like to help your community, then this is the best way to do it. You give back what you
It's the best reward. Somebody saying thank you for helping me. That's the best they can get. I can't think of anything better than that.
It's terrible, and all the firefighters, career and volunteer. It's a terrible thing that we had that happen. Firefighters die, across the country. Right now, we have 88 firefighters that have died. Of course, most of those were COVID. Most of those were, but we up to date, yesterday was 88 have died across the country. It's a dangerous job. It's a great job. I always say it's a great job of helping people, saving lives. And I even say it's fun. And then somebody will say, fun? How could that be fun? What I'm talking about, when you get a crew like today, they're here for 24 hours, 7 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So don't you think they might tell a joke, tell something about their family, laugh about something? We don't want them to be, sorrow and, tears and all that. But this is a home away from home.
Well, certainly it's tragic. It's brought a new light to the profession of firefighting, whether it be career, volunteer. It really it drew a lot of light to what we do. It changed the way we train. It transformed the fire department, honestly. Our training increased, our budgets increased, our personnel increased. Those are the positives that came out of it, honestly. That tragedy, the positives that came out were that.
The event today was for us something special. We had our group get together and ring the bell out front for 343 times to honor the 343 firefighters that perished in the 9/11 Twin Towers.
We did the first anniversary, and then we did the 10th anniversary, and then we said, let's ring the bell, and that's a beautiful day.
Proclaiming September 9th, 2021 as Doris Rogers Day in Takoma Park. Miss Doris is really a fixture in our family. My two children who are now in college, she helped them cross Maple Avenue in Philadelphia to get to school when they were little. My mother-in-law, who lives close by here, Doris knows her dog, and she's just a part of our whole community.
50 years alone, but not one sick day. Doris has been out here with rain, snow, sleet, you name it, she's been here at this post. And I have an amazing, unique perspective because not only do I work with her as the chief of police, but from 1973 to 1981, she crossed me every day as I went to our 3 schools in Takoma Park. So she's an amazing woman, always has that same smile on her face every time you cross. She brightened my day every morning. So an amazing accomplishment for her.
I didn't think I was going to have a celebration like this, but it's very nice and I appreciate it. The first day I saw it in the Takoma Park paper, and I was looking for a job, and it said went to get on Pine. The police station was on Pine Avenue. I went in, and Officer Gary Sherman met me, and we had, at the time the uniform was brown, tan, and I said I come to try for this crossing guard, and I filled out an application. He said start Monday. I said where? And right there on Carroll Avenue. And that's when I started.
It's just that smile on her face. It hasn't changed in 50 years. So every day, good, bad, or indifferent, you're having a bad day. Just seeing her as I crossed Maple Avenue in Philadelphia just brightened my day. She always could tell if you were having a good day or a bad day. She always engaged you. So it's just everything she did on an everyday basis. So imagine her impact on me. Imagine that multiplied by thousands of kids over her 50-year career. An amazing accomplishment. I was 3 years old when Doris started here. I was 5 years old when I started crossing here in 1973. And not only Doris's accomplishment here, but it's her accomplishment as a mother, raising her kids, living in Takoma Park for over 50 years. It's just an amazing accomplishment. So it really is an emotional day for all of us.
When they had the sniper, we had to do, and Mr. Jim at the firehouse, one day when I was going on my post right there at Sherman, he come out, and then when I walked out in the street, he walked out in the street with me. That's one I remember. Children are precious, and their parents are working with them, and that's the best part. This is a wonderful, wonderful thing that's happened here. I appreciate it very much. My family too. Okay, I talked to my son this morning. They already knew, but they didn't tell me. But I do appreciate it.
Today is a great day that we get to celebrate Doris on her 50 years as a crossing guard in Takoma Park. It's really just an incredible day for us, for our students, and all our families. Having Doris here as our crossing guard over the last 50 years, especially right now, as students are coming back to school, as we're still, getting through COVID, it means so much to have her smile, to have that stability, that we know that she's here for us. And I think that means a lot for our community and for our families, especially as, you know, there's the anxiety of going back to school.
Back to school, and it's the second week of school, so we're excited to see everybody back in person. You know, finally, it's been a long time. But we want to make sure everyone's coming back safely, whether they're biking, walking, you know, driving to school. We want to make sure, you know, they're all masked up, they have lights and reflective items to be able to, you know, be seen on the streets. And then also just, you know, give out information about what's the safest way to walk to school or to bike to school, which streets, you know, can enhance safety and visibility when you're walking either alone or as a family. So we're just happy to see everybody come back, and we want to make sure everyone's doing it in the best way. Yeah, well, we have some goodies between Maple Ave and Philadelphia, where we're celebrating also Doris Rogers Day. It's her 50th anniversary working with the city as a crossing guard, which is amazing. And then by Piney Branch Elementary School, tomorrow we're going to East Silver Spring Elementary School, which will be great too. Yeah. Oh, so we have some magnetic lights that I have here. We have some masks, big sizes, smaller sizes for the kids. We have some maps showing you which routes to take. We have some bags, pencils. I think, you know, pedestrian safety and bike safety is really big. So, you know, when you're walking across the street, make sure you're looking both ways. If there's a crossing guard available, make sure, you know, they see you and, you know, wait for their instructions. Same when you're driving, just look out for everybody. Make sure you're paying attention.
The Summer Mercado is such a wonderful experience. Not only does it provide a number of our small startup businesses with an opportunity to gain exposure to the community, like Smoky Bones, for example, is a group that started in the New Hampshire Gardens community, just cooking out of their front yard. We have the Brazilian Bakery, which also has a restaurant in Ward 6. So we're excited about the opportunity to provide some of these businesses with greater exposure to the community. I'm also excited about listening to the great music and really just having an opportunity in a time when we don't usually get together to be able to come together as a community.
Anytime there's a street market and street festival going on in the Crossroads area, I try to pop by because honestly, they have some of the best food in the area, and so a lot of the restaurants and some of the smaller businesses even come out here and they try to showcase some of the goods. So I picked up some Brazilian bakery sweets from the Brasilia Bakery, and I'm probably going to check out some of the tacos here also.
Things are slowly coming back to normal. We're so glad to be able to have the Summer Mercado here on Ann Street. It's a wonderful opportunity to have people come out again, enjoy the music, eat some great food, and just see each other again.
You know, this community coming together to put on events like the Mercado, it's a bonus, you know, and just how much that the community is involved in everything and coming together. It's something that, you know, most people don't have in most communities. And I'm just excited to get here, to roll my sleeves up, get to work, and join people in the community.
We usually are able to do about 2 or 3 events on Ann Street every year, 2 or 3 street festivals every year. So this is our Summer Mercado. We really hope to be back for a night market in the fall and see everybody. Our vendors are from a mix of backgrounds. We have a lot of specialty vendors and performers. Performers from Colombia, from Mali, and also our vendors cater to a variety of different international food tastes, from, you know, churros to elote, and so it's a great way to experience the world, coming to our Summer Mercado.
Well, this is our first time being part of a market. We normally sell on our street, which is Wildwood Drive, but this is our first time being invited to the market, and it's been a great experience and wonderful.
We love to serve our community and our neighbors. We started in, I want to say, at the beginning of March, and we just decided to do it when the pandemic was still going on. Everybody was still, you know, in their houses and afraid to go out. So we decided to start Smoky Spoons and just offer it to our neighborhood. Yeah.
So hi, my name is Brishi. I'm with Small Things Matter, and we are distributing books to anyone who comes by for if they have any children or if they have any family members. And we usually do this now because we want to offer literacy to the underserved and encourage it as well. This is just something we like to do alongside of reading to children or helping them write their own stories and create bookmarks.
There were so many people that were struggling, not because of the pandemic. We have businesses that were struggling prior to the pandemic with the Purple Line construction. And so there was just a lot of folks that had been suffering for various reasons throughout this community. And so to have an event like this provides a sense of normalcy that we haven't had in a while. So between the regular Ann Street farmers markets and now having the Summer Mercado, it's just another opportunity for us to kind of bring back to life our vibrant community.